Okay, all right, while Cutter cooks again, we are going to be showing you my Thanksgiving stuffing. The cornbread muffins have already started to get all cut up. I will be cutting up the sourdough next. Those get cubed and all mixed in the bowl. We have a separate bowl for our wet ingredients, which will be eggs, cream, and chicken stock. This is kind of a bread pudding, but it's also stuffing. It's got celery, onion, sausage, sage, thyme, salt, pepper, a bunch of other things. But once I get this more together, we'll be back. Okay, we have the sourdough bread all cubed up. Got that mixed in, and for those possibly counting at home, that is 6 cornbread muffins made from 1 pack of Jiffy cornbread mix, and half a loaf, roughly, of sourdough bread, all cut into cubes, roughly half an inch size. All right, now we'll get onto the veg. All right, for the vegetable component of this, we have a onion, roughly a little bit smaller than a baseball, small onion, celery, back with fresh herbs, sage and thyme. We have the sausage cooking away. We will be sauteing the onion and celery in the sausage fat, not all of it, we'll drain some of it. And then, like I said, we will be mixing the wet in that bowl, and then we're mixing it all in that bowl, and then it will all be going into this pan, and then in a 350 degree oven for 40 minutes. So let's get that all together and show everybody what that's like. All right, this is the wet part. We are going to do 1 cup of heavy cream. I know it sounds like a lot. This is not a low-cal. We do 1 cup of chicken broth, whatever brand you use. Gurgle, 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 gurgle. Okay. So we have 2 cups of wet there. You're going to be adding that to 2 eggs. Now I will add salt and pepper to that. Whisk that. Got the sausage browning down. You don't have to get it too brown because it is going to go in the pan and it's going to cook for another 40 minutes inside the pan. So this is actually perfect. I'm going to take that out and then I'm going to add the celery and onions that I cut up to it. Now you end up with about 3/4 of a cup of onion and about a cup of celery. You want to cut the celery really small and season as you go. Salt and pepper, salt and pepper, salt and pepper. It'll seem like a lot, but by the end, it's not. And I'm going to mix this all together, and then we're going to see what it looks like in the pan. Alrighty, we have our sage and our thyme all cut up, and we're going to mix it in the liquid so that it's all incorporated. Pour that over the sausage and bread after the celery and onions are done sweating down a little bit. You leave that Italian sausage fat in there. It gets up all that color and flavor, and it's so good. You can see it steaming on my camera. All right, one more step. All right, we have our eggs, cream, chicken stock, sage, thyme, salt, pepper. And now we're going to add that to our sausage, sourdough, cornbread, onion, celery. Okay, make sure all that's out of there. We're going to mix this all up and we're going to put it in that pan. And I can't do that with one hand, so pause. Okay, here we are with an empty pan. This is the pan for roasting the turkey. There's our stuffing all in the pan. That's going to be so good. Like I said, 350 for 40 minutes. Now we're going to take some of our sage. Doesn't matter that it's the stalks or just rough leaves. We're going to scatter that in the bottom of the pan. We're going to take some of our thyme sprigs, scatter that in the bottom of the pan, and then we have all of this. Half a red onion, 1 lemon, 1 apple, clove of garlic, or a head of garlic, excuse me, bunch of celery sticks, bunch of baby carrots. That will all be going in the bottom, and the rack will go on top of it with the turkey on top of that. Everything will drip down in. We're going to add some chicken stock in here so it stays steamy, keeps the meat moist, and then we're going to be using what's left over after we drain it to make the gravy. So you're pre-flavoring the stuff that makes the gravy. So yeah, let's get all that loaded up. Alrighty, got everything laid out in the pan. A little bit of olive oil, about a cup of chicken stock all floating in there. But we got everything in there, sticks of thyme and sage. And like I said, everything will drip down onto that, and this will fill with liquid that you will then strain, and we will strain the fat off of it and make a roux out of butter and flour in another pan. Then we will mix that with the basically the turkey drippings and whisk that all together, and then pour it through a sieve to get all the lumps out to make what I call almost perfect gravy. So we're going to get to that in a minute. Now I'm going to show you the turkey. Okay, here we are back with our compound butter. If you watched the compound butter video, you would know how this is made. This has got all rosemary, sage, thyme, garlic, onion powder, salt and pepper, all mixed in 2 sticks of soft butter and then rolled in wax paper. Now, one thing you'll notice is I've been keeping my area clean. This is done with a simple bowl to put all your garbage in. I'm telling you right now, Rachel Ray's a genius. Garbage bowl on your counter, throw everything in it, keeps your area clean. Now, this is the turkey breast that I got, and I brined this overnight. Now, I cut the back out of it because I wanted the breast to lay flat by itself. There's the rib bones and other little pieces of meat I cut off. Those will actually go in the bottom of this pan to help flavor the gravy. But now I'm going to very gently lift this skin up, and I'm going to put the butter coins that I've cut like that up underneath the skin in a checkerboard pattern, so that when it melts evenly with all the different flavors, the onion powder, the pepper, everything, the herbs, and that will all drip into the bottom of this pan to help make the gravy. Now, I liberally salted this last night, front and back, and when I put this into the refrigerator last night, this pan was bone dry. You can see how much liquid the salt takes out of the meat. You're kind of like dry aging the turkey overnight, or dry brining. But we're going to get the butter up under that skin and put it in the pan, and I'll show you what that looks like, because it's about to go in the oven. 420 degrees for roughly half an hour, and then 350 for another 2 hours, and it should be done. Alrighty, here's the turkey. See all the butter coins all cut up under the skin. So now when that melts from the heat, it'll all bask out. Now the skin is naturally, I dried it off, patted it dry. I'm going to coat that with a little bit of olive oil and some salt and pepper, so it'll make the skin nice and crispy, and it'll help keep that steam in. Like I said, we got the chicken stock in the bottom. I put those loose chicken pieces in the bottom, and of course the back is in the back. It'll just roast by itself. But that's about it. Take a look at this when it all comes out. All right, they really need to invent smell-o-vision. Turn the oven down to 350. Now it's going to sit for 2 more hours. Should have opened the oven, but needed to show. It smells so good. All right, here's how the turkey came out. Back all browned, all nice and crispy. I'm going to carve all this up, and I'm going to enjoy dinner. So y'all have a happy Thanksgiving. Cutter out.